अखिल जेत्री जननी पृथ्वी कामदुघास्ते जननी पृथ्वी कामदुघास्ते जनको देवः सकल दयालु जनको देवः सकल दयालु दाम्यत दत्ता दयध्वं जनता दाम्यत दत्ता दयध्वं जनता श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां.
Now, I call upon Professor Vijay Praneshwaram, Vice Principal, School of Legal Studies, CMR University, to give the welcome address.
The respected inaugural speaker for today's seminar on business laws, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, the beloved Dean, my dear teachers, and beloved students. It is indeed a solemn occasion for me to be welcoming the guests on today's inaugural session. The inaugural session and inaugural speaker, Dr. Ravi. A brief introduction about him, and then I will also welcome him. In fact, when I was doing a little bit of research about the company that he is from and the kind of work that they do, it was very marvelous. A commerce graduate, also a law graduate, a company secretary, and also a PhD from National Law School on if I read the sir's thesis, I think it might go right above our head. Nevertheless, I still. Changing dynamics of regulatory architecture in financial market, need for a single regulator, a critical study. I'll simplify that sometime later. I hope I'm doing justice. Dr. Ravi currently is the core member of the Clearing Corporation of India. Now, if I tell what the Clearing Corporation of India does, then you will have a fair idea of the kind of job that Dr. Ravi does. Now, the Clearing Corporation of India was set up in 2001. It provides for an institutional infrastructure for the clearing and settlement of transactions by banks, financial institutions, primary dealers, government securities, money market instruments, and foreign exchange. Some of the transactions that we do. What they exactly do is, the Clearing Corporation of India, it plays a role of a central counterparty, whereby the contract between the buyer and seller gets replaced by two new contracts between CCIL and each of the parties. Now, this process called innovation, through which the counterparty credit risk between the buyer and seller is eliminated with the Clearing Corporation of India subsuming within itself all the counterparty credit risks. Now, to put it simply, when we swipe our card at a merchant, we get a slip and we get a product and we walk off. Now, has the seller got his money? What is the guarantee that he's going to get? So, the intermediary role to ensure that the money reaches him. So that is the role that the Clearing Corporation of India plays. So I hope you have a fair idea of what Clearing Corporation is all about. Dr. Ravi is also a General Counsel and Corporate Development Officer. He is also a guest lecturer at National Law School of India University. He is also an invited speaker at National Institute of Public Policy, RBI, Indian Institute of Management, Euromoney, to name a few institutions. He is also the head of the drafting committee, an in-house drafting committee where they draft the regulations and rules pertaining to clearing and settlement. He is also the member technical group on financial sector assessment committee, RBI and Finance Ministry. He is honorary advisor, research team, financial sector legislative reforms commission, headed by Justice Shri and Shri Krishna. The list goes on. And the least to say, he has also published a lot of articles on financial instruments. Some of them are need for a separate legal framework for resolution of financial service providers. Financial crimes should be defined under the Indian Penal Code. Do we define financial crimes under IPC as of now? We don't. Stringent data protection law is the need of the hour. Payment and settlement systems, legal perspective of OTC derivatives, of course, a little all these financial jargons. We need a little more time as a legal profession to understand, but nevertheless, the legal framework being provided for settlement, for smooth settlement. So we are indeed honored to have you here as the inaugural session speaker. I hope students are benefited. On behalf of CMR University School of Legal Studies, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, the Registrar and the Dean, the faculty and the students, I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir, to today's inaugural session. We also have our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor M. Shivakumar, with us, who will be presiding over this inaugural session. Welcome you, sir. I also welcome our beloved Dean, Dr. T. R. Subramania, for having arranged and being instrumental in organizing such seminars for us. We also welcome our esteemed, my esteemed colleagues, teachers, the participants, the students who have registered for today's seminar, and also my dear beloved students. Welcome you all to this inaugural session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Light symbolizes enlightenment. Thus, on this auspicious occasion, let us fill our Now I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor, CMI University, to unveil the draft of regulation on prevention, prohibition and redressal of sexual harassment 2019. The regulation is gender neutral and it extends to all students, faculty and other employees in the campus. I now request our beloved Dean Sir to unveil the poster. Welcome, one and all, to a harassment-free zone. The Internal Complaints Committee members of the year 2018-19 are Professor L.P. Presiding Officer, UK Planetary and Professor Chandana L. are the internal members. External member is Advocate Vidya Selvamani. The draft is an outcome of extensive research and meticulous forethought by our final year students, Ms. Chantal Sharma, Ms. Shipra Das, and Ms. Shivani Dushil, under the guidance of Professor Aruna L. The poster is designed by Surya Prasad from 4th year. The entire effort is not only to make our campus a safe place, but also to enable our students to legislate in the future. I now request Dr. O.N. Ravi to deliver the lecture.
Respected Vice Chancellor, respected Dean, respected Professor, Vice, my sir, students and staff of the same university. Yesterday when I got the call, I was least expecting that I will be asked to inaugurate. I said that I was supposed to be one of the speakers. Then Dr. Subramanian said that you will be part of this team where you have to first inaugurate, then it will go on the session. It's a really great honor to me. And I thank Dr. Subramanian and the Vice Chancellor for giving me this opportunity. In fact, it gives a very great pleasure to be with the students. I have the opportunity to address the corporate members, bankers, Reserve Bank officers, even the foreign dignitaries, different fora. We have the opportunity, but it's a totally different experience when you are with the students. And more than you, I gain when I'm with the students. This is how I will put all along a week. I was also a student like you all. I did my, as he said that, in fact he was more than liberal in pouring encomium. I don't know whether I deserve, but it's a fact. The kind of technical expertise which you get into the finance industry, it becomes complex. As it becomes complex, your qualification and your what your profile also becomes complex to even understand. I was also a student like you all, right? I was also sitting on the other side, possibly. Many of you at different fora. In fact, that was telling Dr. Subramania. Dr. Subramania has a knack wherever he goes. He creates excellent body team of experts, students. All these students, they shine like road stars. Wherever I see, one of his students is under me. So you may one day be where I am standing here, right? So it's a different experience when you are a student. Since the inaugural address was given to me as a responsibility of I thought I would share a couple of thoughts. See, as law students, one thing what I realized as a student then when I got into the corporate sector for a period of time, what I learned is that whatever you learn as part of your curriculum, you may think that whether I will be first getting the knowledge, but it's very important. Knowledge is the tool, knowledge is the power, knowledge is technology. My law professor used to say, you should know, a law student should know everything about something and something about everything. What is everything about something? Everything about something is your subject. And something about everything, about each area of the field or the expertise wherever you want to gain, you need to gain. Because you will be, it may be technology related, it may be science related, it may be medicine related, it may be related to academic side also. You need to know that area. There used to be the best way to express this is the very famous saying in Sanskrit. Sogrihe pujyate muda. In his own house, a fool will be worshipped because for his mother, he is the best one, isn't it? Sogrihe sograme pujyate prabhu. In the small village, the Lord, the landlord, you will be the most worshipped, venerated. So, Swaraje Pujyate Raja. In the kingdom, that king will be the ultimate. Or you can say today's parlance, the ministers, right? If they come outside the state, they will not be respected. Or at least people will know. But the last one, Vidwan Sarvatra Pujyate. Wherever a knowledgeable person, a scholar goes, he will be worshipped. So this should be the motto, to get the expertise in the field where you are wanting to develop. You have taken up law as a profession. You need to get into greater detail and go to the depth. If you have that expertise, then you will not have any problem in addressing. One chairman of a bank said one legal person was to be inducted in the I think management team, I think deputy managing director. She said, he identified that lady. That lady said that I am a law graduate, expertise is only in law. What do you expect me to do? I said, only a lawyer can do justice of easily understanding other process, because when you study law, it is nothing but logic. So the logic is essential. So once you gain the expertise, then automatically it is followed. This is one thing. The second part, what I wanted to emphasize as part of the whichever profession, ethical values are the most important thing. This is what I learned over a period of time. If you practice ethics the way they ought to be truthful and as much as possible. No one can say that you can be Aristotela in the person, it's not possible. Let us be very frank. But ethical value should be of a very high order. If the ethics are practiced properly, you put the institution's interest before you. This is the first part of ethics. Then your individual interest. The moment the institution grows, you also grow. So this is the second part. Lawyer, when he goes, either he goes into a profession as a litigator, or academics, or in a law firm, or a corporate world. Wherever you go, the most important thing what you need to see, some of you may land up one day as judges or lawyers, or in the academics, from proficiency in academics may make you like Dr. Subramania and other professors. But all along, if you look at the one thing what I was speaking to the ex-chancellor when he was coming, what he told me was very revealing. It is not only that the respect to the kind of thing what they had in those generation, that is seen as a gap now. The more and more you respect the value system, your credibility increases. This is the second part of it. Third part of it is your ability to think independently. That is most important for a lawyer. Not necessarily a lawyer who we used to have a system in our company. The first thing what I say is that you need to contest whatever I say. I may be boss. You need to inculcate that kind of thing over a period of time. That doesn't mean that you speak for the sake of or arguing for the sake of it. I'm not saying. The independence of mind also is very important. So these are some of the qualities which you have it as a lawyer that will stand you in good stead. Right? Keep this in mind and take forward. And I'm very sure your university is doing extremely well, and I'm very sure that over a period of time, some of you may be the shining stars in the legal fraternity, and I'm wishing you all the best. Good luck to you all. Thank you.
Now I request the Honorable Vice Chancellor, SEMA University, to deliver the presidential address.
Very good morning to all. Our Honorable Chief Guest of today's program, Dr. Ravi, dynamic being
of the School of Legal Studies, Professor P.R. Subramania, Professor Praneshan, the esteemed faculty of School of Legal Studies, participants to this seminar, and my young students. I am indeed happy to be associated with all the programs that are being conducted by the School of Legal Studies, and almost every weekend, that is a Saturday, I have reserved to attend the programs that are being conducted at the School of Legal Studies, and I really envy our young students who are getting so much opportunity to hear to the eminent speakers from all over India in all the fields. This sort of opportunity is very, very rare to get, and you should make use of such opportunities. And there are many participants from outside also, and for the information of our honored guest, let me say that this CMR is a brand name established by the CMR Jnanadhara Trust in 1990. Over last 27-28 years, it has grown in a big way, establishing a chain of CMR group of schools under CMR group of institutions. We have CMR PU College, CMR various other schools, including the kindergarten. Then we have CMR Institute of Technology, which is a 20-year-old technological college affiliated to VTU. And in the year 2013, because of the Government of India policy of liberalization of education, the CMR University was established. From 2014, the academic activity started. So we are just a 5-year-old institution with about 3,500 students in the university, whereas there are about 20,000 students in the CMR group of institutions all across Bangalore and even outside the country. This CMR University is started with the objective of providing a meaningful education to the students, to nurture them in the area of innovation. As you know, until 1990, as our honored chief guest said, the developments were not there. It is a wonder. Say over 1990, the technology support was not there. The education was restricted to only a few because there was no facility to support the spread of knowledge. It was only the classroom teaching or teaching from a guru with whom you had to have the good rapport to learn and acquire knowledge. But after 1950, around 1950, the technology started being developed in various areas, especially in electronics and communication. That supported the growth of technology in the other areas like medicine, material science, and various other specialized fields. Because of this, we have lot of challenges brought in with globalization. Earlier, traveling across the globe was difficult. Communicating across globe was difficult. Only in last 30 to 40 years, these developments have taken place. So to say, the developments in electronics and communication has brought in disruptive changes in all aspects of life in every field. So here it is apt that today you are deliberating on the disruptions that are brought in or the developments that are brought in the business law. My young friends have to be prepared to face the challenges you will face when you go out of the portals of the institution. When you are in the institution, you get the support of your faculty, you learn so many things. But you may think, what is the use of this? They have large, immense use when you go out to the field, because these experts will be sharing their experiences which you will not get in the textbooks. Only by hearing to them, attending the seminars, interacting with them, you will have to acquire the knowledge. Earlier, so many job opportunities were not there. But the type of jobs that are available is unimaginable. As our esteemed guest said, if you acquire knowledge and the necessary skills along with that, the opportunities are many. We don't have experts in any field today. It is only a limited number which will not be able to cater to the requirements at the top level. So what I wish is my young friends will keep this in mind, acquire the required knowledge, pursue their higher studies also, because you know at the bottom of the pyramid it is broad, the competition is more. But if you go up in your professional career, you will have less competition and you can go to the pinnacle. You can reach the top. It is possible. Dream for that. Many people who have achieved in various fields were just ordinary people, but because of their dedication, commitment to the profession, and because of the ethical approach in their professional field, they have reached the top. We have many icons to see or look upon today among us only. So pursue your studies. I wish all of you a very bright future. Your faculty will be there to guide you, and I am proud to say that many of the students who have passed out from CMR portals have got very good opportunities, are well accepted in the professional field, and the placement is definitely assured. Wish you all the best. I congratulate the organizers for organizing this program and providing me an opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request Ms. Tabassum Sultana, Faculty, CMI University School of Legal Studies, to deliver the vote of thanks.
An united mind is a powerful weapon on earth. A very good morning to one and all present here. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of School of Legal Studies, CMI University, extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Ravi, General Counsel, Executive, Vice President, the Dairy Corporation of India, Mumbai, who has taken time out of his busy schedule to be here with us today. Sir, I also thank you for enlightening us on, and we shall definitely take a note that education is the most profitable investment for the near future. Thank you, sir. I also wish to express my gratitude to Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. M. Shiv Kumar of CMR University for his guidance, support, and also for his presidential address. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. It requires a lot of meticulous planning, execution, and eagle eye. And I extend my gratitude to Dr. T.R. Subramanya, Dean, SOI, School of Legal Studies, CMR University, for his involvement and willingness to complete the task beyond his comfort zone. I thank Mr. Vijay Praneshwaran, Vice Principal, School of Legal Studies, CMR University, for having welcomed the gathering and also minute-to-minute guidance and support throughout the pre-preparations of the seminar. And I take the opportunity to extend my gratitude to Mr. Shri, Faculty, School of Legal Studies, CMR University, for having drafted the invitation, brochures, certificates, and also for his constant support. Finally, I thank all the participants, faculties, volunteers, dear students, and all those who have contributed in one way or other to make this national seminar a success. Thank you.